important, but, you know, I might get a frowny face on the report card, you know. You know, I'm somewhat important. Might get, you know, get a frowny face. I gathered your meeting with the captain went well. I could hear our cat going all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, I thank you for it. Last thing we needed was going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs and leaving us with less meat. It ain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Rosewind can. What brings you to the missing members, Scrag? Think you can just waltz in and obnob with the sanguine sirens? Well, if you're fool enough to try, so be it. Just watch your tongue around Captain Rosewind. Last man that didn't, well, he's a member no more, if you catch me drift. So either they cut off his dick, or they did something else. Or they just killed him outright. Either or, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Well, that's not entirely accurate. You could be turned into a eunuch without dying, but I doubt with a battle axe. Then again, if they had ample amounts of cure on hand, maybe. A new boat for the Fisherman's Guild. I'm afraid now isn't the best time. You see, we've recently taken on a commission for a galleon. This task alone has all our hands full. But look, I'll see what I can do. The Fisherman's Guild has long been one of our best clients. Well, to disappoint Sissy Boo. It may take it a while, but I shall endeavour to have her boat ready in a timely fashion. Simple but profitable task for an interested adventurer. Are you needing some trifling task to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Baderon is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There's no shortage of pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, now I think I might be done with I'm done with up here, so I have to head down below and see if I can get anything else. And try not to sneeze in the process. The Woas of Lunosca wait for you on the other side of the Tempest Gate. If the Zephyr Gate is the sweet bread of the gods, then I suppose the Tempest Gate is the violent wind from the other end. Yeah, I think I'm fine to enter into Ornate Lunosca. Journal. I have no idea. Proper procedure, first axe. Fishing rod, license to reeve. Oh, I never turned the thing into the guy back at the Bismarck. Am I still on the same right platform? Yes. Okay. Straight on true. How do you auto-run? You know, I'm not sure if this game has auto-run. Which is disappointing. Well, it's not exactly strenuous to just occasionally tap a button while holding another one down. It's just nice to just take it, you know, take your hand off the keyboard, pretend to get your 2 hands or a pillow, go to sleep while recording. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I jest, I've never done that before. I do think I did rest my eyes for 1 second while recording Diablo. I was so tired. But, sleeping in Crusade. But, beyond that, don't think I've ever done anything like that. Well, no. Beyond that, I haven't done, gone quite to that degree, Not quite to that degree. A sample from the 7th stage. Am I recording? Recording locally, recording locally. It's a new sample from the 7th stage. Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. I ain't smelled nothing like it before. The note came with it, says it's a root what grows on Orthard. Last I heard, Orthland was under Imperial rule. Alan the 7 Hells did Carnival Carnarvon managed to get a hold of this. Anyhow, I reckon I can cook up something fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Since they're dealing with exotic materials, there will be a little awkward if you stumbled onto a route that I know interesting. You know, drove people mad, you know, consuming it or something. Be a bit awkward. Considering, you know. Ah, come on. Welcome back. We'll see more boat. With steamboat samples were rather well received, and this is in no small part due to our affable courier. 'Tis unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the years does not fade overnight. There are many still who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. But yeah, yet the old days of piracy have passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. They only attack Empire ships, and then sell the proceeds. Alright, well they are technically, I think, at war with the Garleans, or it's a tentative peace with such acts like this going against it. Ul'dah is a place where a man's work and wits determine his worth, where an orphan can pull himself up by his bootstraps to one day lead to the Kraken's arms. If my family hadn't been murdered at sea, I'd have no doubt followed my fortune-telling father into a life of divination. Fate is a funny thing. The worst thing ever to happen to me was also the best. Most folk think of Ul'dah as the city of pirates, but a new era has ushered in a new breed of buccaneer. Are you interested in hearing more? What, tell me about the Admiral's pirate initiatives. As a citadel of scoundrels, Ul'dah was held in low regard by the other cities of the realm. And while such perspectives may have proven irrelevant in former ages when conflict between nations was commonplace, this new era demanded the Rosians band together or perish. Thus it was that the Admiral Malwib outlawed piracy, and put out a call for all citizens of Ul'dah, pirate or not, to present a united front to their enemies. A pact known as the Gadian Accord was signed, and the nation went to war against the Empire. As part of the agreement, 3 great pirate powers, the Bloody Executioners, the Sanguine Sirens, and the Kraken's Arms, were issued leave to raid the vessels of the Garleans. The city-state of Ul'dah was originally founded by the Sea Wolves, that most piratical of pirate people hailing from the seas to the north. The nation rose from the humble beginnings, building itself up into one of the 6 great cities of Erosa. And how that was accomplished, you might ask? Why, on a treasury filled by a folk that never relinquished its pennant for looting and pillaging. Although Ul'dah's population grew larger and ever more diverse as immigrants drifted in from across the seas, piracy remained the mainstay of its industry, and thus the city became known as a haven for brigands and bandits of all kinds. I am General Aid and Mercantile Assistant to Carnarvon, the captain of the Kraken's Arms. The Kraken's Arms, in case you are not aware, constitute one of the 3 great pirate powers to be found in Ul'dah. Captain Carnarvon himself is proficient in reading not only the currents of the ocean, but predicting an era's ebb and flow. The calamity and destruction followed forced many a pirate into early retirement, but not our captain. He seized the fluttering reins of the spice trade and amassed a veritable fortune. It is my hope to earn at the foot of this master when they become his indispensable right-hand man. You fancy? The Kraken's Arms reach far and wide, carrying back spices south to Seven Sage. Captain Carnarvon watches over the business himself. When he's not busy watching over his lovely little Elysian bride. Elysian? I'm not sure which species that is. Could be cat girl, could be dragon girl, I have no idea. Okay, and let's fling ourselves down this way. I choose to believe you just, you know, head over heels down the entire way to the end of the stairs. Welcome to Limso Minsa. Is there aught you'd like to know? Feel free to. You've got something for me, say? Missing persons list. I'm not sure I follow. A disturbingly long list of people who've gone missing in recent moons. Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to rememorize these names. If any missing people reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Why is that in brackets? Are they whispering? Most people enter the city via the Zephyr Drift, which means they pass through the Bulwark Hall. That's why I'm on constant watch here, and under covers to keep an eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become a pretty good judge of character. If there are any shady people skulking around, you can rest assured I can pick them out. That's actually kind of cute. Actually, that cat girl in glasses, that's actually really cute. Tamo needs help keeping the city a bright and cheery place. And isolate the streetlight? What has the streetlight ever done to you? Don't be killing it. My god. Fucking cat girls. Sounds like you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You truly are a model adventurer, a paragon among your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up all the street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night. But thanks to this business of missing people, I can't simply up and leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'll be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you're finished, please fetch more oil from Sister Pooh in the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here, and she has to take care of her stores. Actually, it does lead all the way back to the... Wait. Duty calls. Okay, we have to head straight across then. Eventually, I'll actually be setting out from here to deal with the other stuff, but it's a good idea to get the first few levels here in these city quests, because certainly the XP is going to be utterly piss all once you actually start getting up in levels. So you may as well get the first few levels under you. Then set out, you know? Excuse me. Part of me is thinking I may try Gladiator again, but that is a solely tank class. So, probably not a good idea. I don't like being reliant on people, people relying on me to tank, because I'm a bit distracted here. All vessels that make use of Luminosa's ports, to cargo expression. I don't care. Some beast skin guy and a goblin. Alright. Just no idea as to what species that is. I don't know. Where is Sweet Nix with those import records? Without the proper documentation, I'm afraid we'll have to expel him from the city. That's harsh. The only thing written on this slip of parchment appears to be a mess of squiggly lines, randomly positioned ink blots. Why? These are Sweet Nix's records. I'm glad to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you'd think that the goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he has to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. Every month? My god! Like, every month? As long as one follows proper procedure, Limso Minsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweet Nix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. But every month? Maybe that's why he's scared. Needs help collecting a duty on imported goods. Here at Meal Van's Gate, we inspect all goods that are imported into Limso Minsa, and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down. We're grateful if you deliver these two ledgers, one to the man named Son de Mal, who we will find at the Occitant, and the other to the woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you're uncertain as to whereabouts at Bismarck, ask Sadamo when you meet him and point you in the right direction. So, just swing this way. So if I just go here, I can turn the thing to Sweetnix up top for GD calls, then just keep going down this way to the Fisherman's Guild for the lights. Beautiful. Love when things queue up right. Not really a fan of doing side quests, but at least this stuff is interesting enough. Just insofar as I get to do a bit of reading. You know, it's not just other shite. You know, just mindless questing or whatnot that you can't queue up together. Oy. Oh, so I ran past the guy. I'll swing over. A ledger from Milvan's Gate, you say? This booklet, penned by a log assessor from Milvan's Gate, contains the names of merchants who have yet to pay duty on the goods imported into Lominsa. Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will those merchants ever learn? Very well. If I catch any sight of any of these offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place. For a moment there I swore he was flipping me off. Just whatever way I looked. You can get one of them as a mount. Though apparently it was only available to legacy people. Or some such. Uplander deliver letter to Gate of Milvan. Uplander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax Lady Ting has kind backwards for Sweetnix. Sweetnix has outflow of joy for Tax Lady. Sweetnix is happy gobby. Gives Uplander jingle shine. Goblins are adorable. Sweetnix write many letters, but never find right words. Guttering street lamp. Street lamp oil. Fuel used to light street lamps of Lominsa. It reeks of fish. Guess fish. It's fish oil based. Would that work? Then I'll just figure it wouldn't be the correct type of oil. But, it is a fancy universe after all. I'm sure, like, if they wanted, you could find a bear liver that, if properly treated, actually turns into wood. It would be a bit batshit, but they could do that. And I'm not saying, like, well, if you transmute it, it's just like you apply, you know, salt to it, and suddenly you got a wooden bear liver kind of thing. That kind of lark. So, yeah. Since it is fancy universe, you can do that, but you probably wouldn't want to, because that's a bit weird. Well, it depends on fancy universe, really. It would have to fit in with it. It may be fancy, but that doesn't mean you can do everything and anything in it. It has to, well, the thing with fiction is you have to assist people's suspension of disbelief. And part of that is, if everything is, you know, and a part of that, or on a similar note, I can't remember how I should phrase it, is basically that if everything's, you know, ridiculous and over the top, then, like, depending on the fancy universe you're going for, that is going to actually be a hindrance to you actually telling your story, because, you know, it's, you know, everything's ridiculous and over the top. So, you know, you should keep things that are weird as a, like, if everything has a solid base, you know, like a basis in reality, things that are weird stick out more, are more emphasized by it. Yeah. At least that's my perspective. And talking off the cuff there, maybe if I think it through more, I would phrase it differently or have a different stance. Who knows? But that's what I'm currently thinking. You're doing what? What am I to do with that girl? She's the nerve to ask me for work, twaddling tripe about her savings, only to foist it on the first adventure that comes along. Being young and pretty does not give you the license to shirk responsibility. I shall get her all right, and a piece of my mind to boot. Pretty is right. works those goths as well. Damn wily cat girls.